We're in chapter 33 of the book of Job today in our wonderful Day in the Lord broadcast. Elihu, a younger friend who has all this time, we don't know how long it's been, these guys have been talking, but he has apparently been there, but he's been in the shadows. He's stayed back. He's younger than Job or the other friends apparently, and didn't feel that he should interfere. These other men he expected wisdom from, be it older and more mature, but he has found that neither Job nor the friends know what they're talking about. He can't stand it any longer, and he decides to step up and speak to Job. As he does so, we drop down to verse 8 of chapter 33. He really nails Job's situation. He understands Job's true self-righteousness and what Job's problem is. He says, "Surely," verse 8, "you have spoken in my hearing, and I've heard the sound of your words. I am pure." This is what Job is saying. "I am pure without transgression. I am innocent, and there is no guilt in me. Behold, God invents pretexts against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks. He watches all my paths." God has persecuted a self-righteous man. So Elihu has nailed it. He's been listening, paying attention. He has pinpointed Job's true spiritual situation. He is a self-righteous man who is blaming God. In verse 12, he says, "Behold, let me tell you, you are not right in this." He's challenging Job. Job's wrong. "For God is greater than man. Why do you complain against him that he does not give an account of all his doings?" Job, he says, you don't understand God. And you're not right in the things you're saying about God and your accusations against God. And he also goes on to say, God owes you or no one an answer for anything. You don't deserve that answer. You're calling out for God to answer you and speak up and have a dialogue directly with you. Let me tell you, God does not need to do that. You don't understand God, and you don't understand the ways of God. In verse 13, why do you complain against him? That he does not give an account of all his doings. And so he's saying here that God does not have to answer. So Job doesn't understand God. And Elihu has pinpointed that. In verse 31 to verse 33, Elihu is now going to tell him to start listening to what Elihu has to say. "Pay attention, O Job. Listen to me. Keep silent and let me speak. Then if you have anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me, keep silent, and I will teach you wisdom." That's a little humbling, isn't it? And this is why Elihu, I think, is not wanting to step up earlier, because he knows he's in a position of an inferiority to a certain extent. In ancient days, the older people were considered wise and were much more respected, I think, than in our culture today. And Job was considered the best man around. Surely he has insights into the things of God. And of course, these friends, whoever they are, wherever they came from, these are top-notch guys. These are probably leaders, wise men, and they're looked to by others. So Elihu has not wanted to step up, but now he has, and he says, "Look, you guys are missing the boat. You misunderstand God. You misunderstand yourself. You misunderstand the ways of God. And so I am now going to speak. And I'm going to give you wisdom that apparently you have missed." Now, if you, verse 32, can answer me, if you can challenge me, if you can show me I'm wrong, then I'll let you have that opportunity later. Now, Job never does that, nor does Job seem to have that opportunity, because God is finally going to step in to the picture pretty soon. But in the meanwhile, Elihu said, if you don't have something to say, keep silent and I will teach you wisdom. Well, I'm sure that rankled Job a bit. He probably didn't look forward to whatever Elihu had to say, but Elihu wasn't going to give him a chance to challenge him. He's going to speak. And so what he actually has to say begins in chapter 34. That is where we want to go to tomorrow.